Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LeadHer Lounge. I'm Taylor Miller-Goulet.
And I'm Erica Rivera, and this is the space where modern leaders come for fresh and practical takes on leadership. Welcome! So we thought that for our first episode, we could do some questions that any person should be asking before they apply to a leadership role or they accept a leadership role.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do, we're going to go over these questions that we came up with and explain why they're so important to keep in mind before doing that. So I'm going to start with the first one.
Okay.
The first one is, am I committed to investing the time and effort needed to nurture my team's development?
Okay, so my thoughts on this one initially is that a lot of times when people want a leadership role or they're like, I really want a promotion, I want more responsibility, I don't think they can totally grasp the fact that they're not going to be doing their job anymore. So they're replacing a lot of what their old responsibility used to be with this new responsibility that includes everybody else on their team's duties and tasks and everything too. So before you accept or, maybe even share that you want to get a promotion or become a leader, I think you really need to reflect on, am I willing to A, give up what I'm doing right now and be more responsible for other people? Because you are not going to be doing your job anymore. You're going to be doing so many other, there's going to be a lot more hats that you wear when you take it on.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's not about your development. Yes, of course, you have to continue developing yourself because you have to put into people. But now you need to think about their development, their goals, where they're going. So it becomes more about them than yourself. So are you ready for that? Are you ready to nurture their development? Are you ready to pour into them? So that is a good question to start keeping in mind. Yes. Okay, let's do the next one.
Okay.
How do I respond under pressure? And can I model resilience in challenging times? So obviously, pressure is going to be there. Like there's going to be very overwhelming.
Pressure's on.
The pressure is on. It is being a leader is an overwhelming role because one, you're learning new tasks, you have to do different tasks, you have new responsibilities, but also you have 10, 6, 5, 14 people in charge, people that you need to support and guide. So the pressure is going to be there. So if right now you are overwhelmed in your job, like right now what you're doing day to day, you're overwhelmed, imagine that times 100, right? So how you're processing the pressure right now, how self-aware and social aware you are of your behaviors when you are under pressure, because that's going to multiply, and that is going to multiply also the way that you're going to be impacting others.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of what we talk about in our company at Monarch Coaching is emotional intelligence, and we'll be kind of referring to that a lot through through our episodes. But I think there you hit the nail on the head, because it's all about being socially aware is how are my behaviors affecting the people around me. And if you freak out at stuff easily, or if you experience something that's really challenging and you just shut down, people are going to be like, what the heck? I don't want to ask you for anything. I don't want to be led by you anymore. This is really awkward, or whatever that looks like for you. You've got to be very, very mindful. So if you can't really manage yourself, you might need to work on that before you accept any kind of leadership position.
And hey, in that, yes, you're gonna make mistakes, and this is the part of the resilience. So let's say you overreact in a situation, because that might happen. And being a leader doesn't mean that you need to be perfect and know what to do in every single situation, but you need to be better. Every single time you need to get better at those situations. So if you overreact, the resilience part, I think, is how you're going to act next time, because you learned that you overreacted and you acted poorly and you didn't self-manage. So that is the resilience part of how well you are going to do next time when the times come and when the pressure is coming, because is gonna come. Like
Yeah.
challenges are gonna be there always.
Get a lot of fun surprises as a leader. So
Yes, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So let's go to the third one.
Yes.
Am I open to feedback and willing to seek out perspectives that challenge my thinking?
You should be. But that's a great question to reflect on, is how, kind of going with the last question too, how do I react when someone gives me maybe some tough feedback that I didn't realize it was something I needed to work on, or maybe you even thought it was something you were actually good at, and someone's like, not really, you might need to improve on that. Your reaction to accepting feedback with grace is so important, because you're going to get feedback from your direct report, your peers, the people who report directly to you. Feedback comes from all angles, and it should. So you really need to be, again, it's all about emotional intelligence, which we'll have a whole episode, I think, on emotional intelligence.
Like a 1 hour episode.
Literally, I know. But it's all about how you react to that, and the assumption piece too. Like, not assuming that people are coming from a bad place, assuming they're coming from a place of care.
Yes. And I think that assumption comes too because sometimes when some people is providing feedback, it's coming from a place of like, I'm just complaining about you, and I'm better than you. So if the feedback is coming from that place, you might think that the other people that is providing feedback is also coming from that place. But when you provide feedback, if I'm providing feedback to Taylor, it's because I love her, I care about her. I do. So it's coming from a place of love. So I know when she's giving me feedback, it's coming from the same place. Right. At least I'm assuming those things, and I assume the best.
Yes.
That is coming from that place. Another thing that is very important is follow through. Yes. So if you're asking for feedback, some companies do the 360 feedback, the EMPA is the engagement feedback, the survey engagement survey, and they ask their team members, hey, I want to hear from you, but then they don't do anything about it. They don't address the situation. That is even worse than not asking for feedback. Right? Because you're asking for something, but then you're not doing anything. And sometimes maybe you say like, I don't agree with the feedback, but just listen to them, ask, be curious. We're gonna talk about this all the time. Like, be curious, ask questions, where they're coming from, like why they are expressing that feedback to you, and follow through, change some things, improve, because again, feedback is a gift, and we need to like receive it as a gift and do and open it and use it and wear it, whatever it is, and so they can see that we appreciate the gift.
Yes.
Let's go to another one. I think that we have time for another one. Do I possess the humility to admit when I don't have all the answers and ask for support? I love this one.
That's a good one.
So the humility to admit we don't have all the answers. You will never have all the answers. Your leader, the CEO, the owner of the company, they don't have all the answers. So I think as leaders, you have to create that safe space for everybody not to have all the answers right away. What they need is the urgency and the willingness to find the answer, the best answer. So honestly, if somebody asks you something you don't know, I'm like, right now I don't know that, but I'm gonna find you the best answer. I'm gonna give you the best answer. Give me 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 day, 1 week, whatever you think you're gonna need. Give them time, and then find the answer for them. You're gonna learn.
And to help with that resourcefulness is to really build yourself really strong relationships with your co-leaders, your direct leader, people throughout the company too. So if you work with other teams, don't limit yourself to trying to figure everything out on your own. People are your biggest asset and your biggest resource. You need to have a supportive group of people, and it's okay if you are a manager. Let's say you're a store manager, you manage a store. It's okay to go to another store manager and ask for help. They're not going to think less of you. They're probably going to feel good because they're like, hey, they're coming to me because I'm knowledgeable, you know? So don't ever feel less than just because you don't know the answer to something.
People is going to love that the leader is coming to them to ask questions because they appreciate their value, their input, everything they have to say. So your team members, your peers are gonna feel great. The fact that you're showing that vulnerability, that humility of asking questions, and they're gonna feel more empowered, and that's gonna help them to grow. So you're gonna do, like, you're gonna multiply that by just asking questions, by being vulnerable, by really thinking that other people have more, because other people is gonna have a different knowledge. It's not like about having more knowledge than you. It's just we're so different, and now you're gonna be leading a team. You're not gonna be in the weeds, exactly in the weeds. They're gonna be doing the role every day. You're gonna be leading people, no managing just processes, which you will do.
Yeah, you'll do a little bit of
everything. Everything. We have more questions, but we don't have more time. So we're gonna post our complete questionnaire in our LinkedIn and also in Instagram. We are gonna add the links in the description.
So remember to interact with this video and share it with anyone that you think will benefit from it. So maybe someone who's applying for a leadership role or is looking to get into leadership. Maybe you yourself are a leader and looking for some more content. Be sure to subscribe so you can continue getting content from us. And we'll see you next time in the LeadHer Lounge.
Bye.
Bye.